Hello everyone, welcome to Niffer's Critters. This is Sylvie, my African file snake. The scientific name is Limaformosa Crossi. And this is a baby, and believe it or not, she's getting big. She was so tiny when I first got her that I was feeding her the tiniest red hot pinkies I could find, and those even looked big, even though she still managed to get them down. No, she's on big pinkies or small fuzzies, and she was super skittish when I first got her, but she's calming down nicely, as you can see. And African file snakes, they have really big nostrils. You can kind of see there. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So when they get bigger, they can get 4 to 5 feet long. And they're a little bit, from what I've seen on the pictures and videos, a little bit on the thicker side. So their nostrils can get quite large. So it's recommended to not keep them on any like dirt or soil type substrate or wood chips or anything like that. I keep them on the reptibark, the big pieces of cocoa husk, because otherwise the small dirt pieces or tiny wood shavings or wood chips can get stuck in their nostrils and they can develop respiratory problems from that. And it's recommended, according to House Snake Morphs, where I got her, April Linkfield, according to her care sheet, they like a range of 75 to 88 degrees. This little lady spends literally all of her time under her cool side, under her hide on the cool side. No matter where I put the heat mat, no matter where I put the different various hides in her enclosure, she spends all of her time on the cool side. With the exception of when she's digesting, she sometimes goes over to the warm side, but not always. So I find that interesting. And then they like a range of humidity, so it's recommended to give them a humid hide. So basically, since she spends all of her time on her cool side, when I know she's going into shed, I just bump up the humidity on that side of her enclosure. She's still in her baby bin, but she's getting big enough to move her up. So I'm going to be doing that soon. And once I figure out what I'm going to move her into, I can maybe do a video on that. These guys are unfortunately imported into the pet trade with a lot of diseases, particularly lungworm, which is contagious to other creatures, including us humans. April Linkfield knows this from experience because she ended up getting lungworm from a wild-caught file snake. So I am hoping to get this lady a boyfriend in the future so I can contribute to the captive bred population, because it is something that is definitely needed. In April, she breeds different color lines. So she does the pink, she does purple. So the pink is like a gray, when they're adults, they have gray scales and pink skin in between. The purples have black scales with a more purplish skin in between. And then she crosses the black with, or no, she crosses the pink with the purple, which is what this girl is, and that gives them black scales and pink skin in between. And now she's also doing a all black version. And then I've also seen other breeders just breed the standard black or gray scales with white skin. And this lovely lady recently shed, and her skin in between her scales is getting pinker and easier to see as she gets bigger. So she's really pretty right now, even prettier in person than she is on the camera. And their scales are keeled, so they are rough to the touch, but not like uncomfortably rough, just rougher than your average snake. And they have the cutest faces. I love them so much. They can pop their scales off of the top of their head when they're stressed, kind of like a leopard gecko that loses its tail when it gets scared. And she had popped the two back scales on her head before she came to me. And April did let me know before she sent her out that she had that happen. And I don't care personally. She said it would eventually, she said the scales grew back in it, but they were white, and she said it would eventually turn all the way black again. And it's on its way. There's still a little pinkish spot on that one side, but I really don't care. And when I first got her, it kind of looked like she was wearing a crown. So that's why I named her Sylvie, because Sylvie from the show Loki wears a little version of the Loki crown. So I thought Sylvie was a good name because that's one of my favorite shows. And yeah. So eventually I'll be getting her a boyfriend and eventually breeding, but she's obviously still too small for that, especially if they get to be 4 to 5 feet. I don't know how old she is. I think she was born last spring. Late winter, early spring, if I remember correctly. But I don't have their birth or their hatch dates written down. So it is my intention to get those and write them down because I think it's just good to have for records and also for celebrating hatch dates. But the breeding goes more by weight than it does age. But I think around 2 or 3 years they start getting to the right weight for breeding. She's so cute. My 2 African house snakes that also came from, my 2 black African house snakes also came from April Linkfield, and those I'm hoping to breed this year. And then I have Lucifer, my albino house snake, that I want to get a girlfriend for, so I can breed him eventually as well. But he's also still really small, around the same age as this gal, maybe a little bit older, I'm not sure, 100%. But anyway, they're a really unique snake. I don't know why she's got these little wrinkly things on her tail. I think it's just the scales. It doesn't look like a kink if you look at her from up top and from the other side. I think it's just the scales are a little bit wonky, which gives it kind of a wrinkly appearance, but I don't think it's something that'll affect her ability to pass eggs or anything. You're being so good, Miss Sylvie. When I first got her, she would try and launch herself off of my hand and ended up on the floor on more than one occasion. So yeah, this is really good as far as handling goes with her. I love her so much. And of course over here we have Dylan, the blanket king. I was going to show you guys, I've got these beautiful portraits of Dylan and Watson because they're BFFs, so they had to be next to each other. But they were done digitally by Whiz Bang Meow. Their name is Joel, but their name of their business is Whiz Bang Meow, and they do digital portraits of animals, among other things. So go check them out on Instagram. Whiz Bang Meow, WHIZ as in zebra, bang meow. So yeah, they also did the other pictures up there, the one of little Bub, the little celebrity disabled cat that went to space a few years ago, but the owner still does donations to, he has, I think it's called the Little Bub's Big Fund, and helps out disabled cats, which is cool. And then the one on the end is little grandpa cat, and then the one that is in the shape of a circle is just another random cat that they painted. So yeah, you have a rough life, sir. And the sun is shining today, which is nice. And it's still snowy out there. And it looks like I have lots of bunny prints out there. I see. Sometimes there's a cat that walks through the neighborhood, so I get little cat paw prints through the yard, which is really cute.
hope y'all are having a great day. We will talk to you later. I hope you enjoyed our video about file snakes. Bye.